So hello everyone, this is Vaibhav and you are watching the sixth lecture on the topic inverse T functions. So I hope you have watched the previous 5 lectures on this topic. So let us continue our study on this sixth lecture on this topic inverse T functions. So let's start. Firstly, let me give you to the answers to the previous homework questions. So you need to evaluate these following 5 parts, okay? And you are giving these 7 options. Please check your answers. For the first one, oh, you need to match up these pairs, right? Right. So for the first one, answer is pi by 4. For the second one, answer is pi by 3. For the third one, answer is 5 pi by 6. For the fourth one, answer is minus pi by 4. And for the fifth one, answer is 40 degrees. Okay, so these are degrees, 40 degrees and 60 degrees. Okay, so that means option number D and option number G were wrong. Okay, so I hope all your answers are correct. If not, then please watch the explanation and I'll now briefly and detail, not in brief, I'll explain in detail the answer to these questions in order to clear all your doubts. Okay, so let's come to the explanation wala part. First one. Question was to find the value of tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4. What you need to do? Firstly, you need to remember this property or and write this. That what you know. So you know that tan inverse, whenever tan inverse comes outside. So tan inverse of tan theta equals to theta whenever the theta belongs to the open interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, which is nothing but the same range of the principal value. Right? Same. Now 5 pi by 4 does not belong to it. Right? Because you know, I have told you how to check this. So pi by 4 lies in the first quadrant. 2 pi by 4 is this. 3 pi by 4 lies in the second quadrant. 4 pi by 4 will be this. And 5 pi by 4 lies in the third quadrant. But this is basically taking the values from first and the second quadrant. Okay. So that means 5 pi by 4 does not lie in this interval. So what you need to do? We have to rewrite the inner one. Tan of 5 pi by 4. So how can I write that like that? So tan 5 pi by 4 can be written like tan of pi plus pi by 4 because it lies in this third quadrant only. So if I just add something to pi, 45 degrees to pi, I'll get the answer. And now you know, tan of pi plus theta is what? Tan of theta. Because tan is positive in the third quadrant, right? Also you can use the formula of tan a plus b. Well, basically that and this both gives you the same answer if you know how to do this. And you will also write the reason. I have not written over here. Okay, so you will write the reason that uh, tan of pi plus theta is nothing but tan theta. Okay, you need not to write the value of that it is equal to 1. Okay, because you need to find the angle. So what you will do, you will let tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4. Tan inverse will be the same, and in place of tan 5 pi by 4 you will write tan pi by 4. And now since pi by 4 belongs to the open interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, so this angle would be, answer would be pi by 4 by the self-adjusting property. Okay. So yesterday the examples that I taught you were the simple ones where directly the answer comes because the angle would lie in the respective region or the domain or the interval. And also I taught you how to do these types of questions when the angle does not belongs to that interval. So you need to rewrite that angle in some other form so that it belongs to that domain. Okay, let's move to the second one. In the second one, you need to find the value of sine inverse of sine 2 pi by 3. Okay, let's see this. So firstly, you write that we know that sine inverse of sine theta equals to theta whenever theta belongs to the closed interval minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Yes? And now see, 2 pi by 3 does not belong to this interval. Why? Because according to this, answer must lie either in first or in second. Either in the first or in the fourth quadrant. And where is 2 pi by 3? Pi by 3 is in the first and 2 pi by 3 is in the second quadrant, which does not belong to this. Now we will rewrite sine of 2 pi by 3. How can we write? So we can write sine of 2 pi by 3 as sine of pi minus pi by 3 as well, because this is just negating some value in pi would getting this angle, right? And you know the sine of pi minus pi minus theta is nothing but sine theta, because sine is positive in the second quadrant. And that is the thing. Up till this you are done. And also check by this time only that pi by 3 belongs to this interval. So that means sine inverse of sine 2 pi by 3 is sine inverse of sine pi by 3, which is equal to pi by 3. Since pi by 3 belongs to this by the self-adjusting property. Okay, and you need to write the reason. I have not written over here that sine of pi minus theta is sine theta. You need to write the reason as well. And also here, if you want, you can write by self-adjusting property, because that is also important. If you just tell the examiner what property are you basically using, so you'll get to know that you know what you are basically using. If and this is basically very important, if by some mistake you did some mistake and you will write over here pi by 2. Okay, so if the examiner reads that you are using the self-adjusting property, that means you just know this thing and this is just a mistake that you did, so he'll not deduct your marks, he'll just give you the marks. Okay, so just try to be on the safer side and try to do less mistakes. Okay, this is also the easy one. Let's move to the next then. So in the third, you need to find the value of sec inverse of sec of 7 pi by 6. Okay, now we know that sec inverse of sec theta is equal to theta whenever theta lies in closed 0 closed pi not equal to pi by 2. Also I told you just a small change that 0 is included over here, right? Now 7 pi by 6 also does not lie in this region. Why? I told you how to check. You see pi by 6 is here, 2 pi by 6 is pi by 3, 3 pi by 6 is pi by 2, 4 pi by 6 is here, 5 pi by 6 is here, and this is 6 pi by 6, which is nothing but pi. And 7 pi by 6 will lie in the third quadrant. But the domain is from first and the second only. So that means 7 pi by 6 does not lie in this interval, right? So then what we'll do? We will rewrite sec 7 pi by 6. How? So sec of 7 pi by 6 can be written like sec of pi plus pi by 6, because it is just addition of some angle in pi. And sec of pi plus theta is nothing but minus sec theta, because sec is negative in the third quadrant and positive in the fourth one. So that's why it's negative. You will write the reasoning in the bracket. That why are you saying this? Because this is also very important. Okay, you will write the reason. Now pi by 6. Now just look at this thing carefully. You can write this. You are done. Now sec inverse of 7 pi by 6 is what? Sec inverse of minus sec pi by 6. But what is this equal to? I told you sec inverse of sec theta is theta when theta lies in this. Now pi by 6 lies in this, no problem. But what is this minus we are getting? I don't tell you if there is minus. So what to do? Now you are stuck. Okay. So this is what I am saying. Whenever you are trying to rewrite the equation, try to be more consistent on what you are writing. If you do like this, you would be end up stuck at the problem that it is minus over here and we don't know how to solve the minus. That means you will not break 7 pi by 6 is pi plus 7 pi by 6. Although that is very easy. But in the earlier questions, we would directly getting the angle, we would not getting this minus. But here we get this minus. So what you will do? We don't want this minus. That means we want sec of some angle would be positive sec only. And sec is positive in either first quadrant or in the fourth quadrant. So that means you want the angle in fourth quadrant only. So we will do this. We will break 7 pi by 6 as sec 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6. Now, in case you have the question that how do we know that we have to break it in 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6, I told you just try to break in the other one, and if you are getting minus, neglect this thing. Also you can use that minus, I'll tell you later how to do that in some question, not in all. Like in the previous one we can't use the minus sign, you can't absorb the minus sign in sec. Okay, now if you just break it, how you can break this? So you will write 2 pi minus. So how to do this? You will write 7 pi by 6 equal to 2 pi minus some p value which you need to find. That means you have to break 7 pi by 6 na, in 2 pi minus something. So then p would be 2 pi minus 7 pi by 6, and which is nothing but 5 pi by 6. So in this way I get this 5 pi by 6. That I have to break 7 pi by 6 in this. But I have to get this thing clear that it must be 2 pi by. Now if I just calculate 2 pi minus theta, so it would be in fourth quadrant, and sec is positive in the fourth quadrant, so it would just be sec 5 pi by 6. And now I can use the self-adjusting property and say the answer is 5 pi by 6, since 5 pi by 6 belongs to this interval or the domain. Clear? So whenever you attempt this type of question, please be clear. Don't just do anything. Don't just write minus anywhere. Just be logical. Okay? Now, the fourth one. So you need to find the value of tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4. How to do this? You know that tan inverse of tan theta is theta whenever theta lies in this open minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Right? But 3 pi by 4 does not lie in this. So how will write tan pi by 4? Okay. This is pi by 4. This is 2 pi by 4. And 3 pi by 4 basically lies in the second quadrant. So now I can break. Now look at this, how I'm breaking. So I can write tan 3 pi by 4 as tan of pi minus pi by 4. That is negating some value from pi. Now what is tan pi minus theta? Tan pi minus theta would lie in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant tan is negative, so it would be minus tan theta. Okay. Now again you are getting minus, but now we can use this minus. Okay. How? We can do like this. We can write it like tan of minus pi by 4. Why? Because we know tan of minus theta is minus tan theta. So I can just take the minus inside. And now you can see that minus pi by 4 belongs to this interval. So I can do it like this. But in the earlier question, when you will be having minus sec theta, so also you can do like that. But you know that sec just absorbs the minus sign. You can't take out, because sec of minus theta is equals to sec of theta. It is not equal to minus sec theta. That's why you can't take minus inside. Okay. So just note these basic difference. How I am getting the solution different. How I am proceeding with the question only. So again, doing the same. Replacing tan 3 pi by 4 by tan minus pi by 4. Using the self-adjusting property, I'll get the minus pi by 4, since minus pi by 4 belongs to this. Okay. Now suppose if there is some question that I write minus is there, also I can write take minus sign inside. But then if this minus sign, that means this angle does not belongs to that region, then also I can not break it in like that. So I have to break it in such a way so it belongs to that particular domain for which the self-adjusting property is valid. Okay. So I hope up till this you are somewhat clear about this. So let's move to the fifth one. Okay, so this was cos inverse of cos 680 degrees. How to do this? Same. Okay, now cos of 680 degrees is nothing but, so this is basically, if you know, this is 360 degrees, right? And 680 degrees would lie over here only. If you just go one round circle again, so it would be in the fourth quadrant only. And it's cos only, and cos is positive in the fourth quadrant. And you know that cos inverse of cos theta is theta whenever theta lies in 0 to pi. Okay. Now 680 does not lie in this because this is 0 to 180 only. So we'll write cos of 680 has cos of 680 can be written like cos of 720 minus 40. So if I just go one round again, so 360 would become 720. That means 2 pi would become 4 pi, which is nothing but 720. So what I can do, this is somewhat 680. I just neglect some angle to become 680. And you know that just negating 40 degrees would get 680. Okay, so I can write 680 as 720 minus 40. Now, you know that cos of 4 pi minus theta, it would be in the fourth quadrant only. In the fourth quadrant, cos is positive, so it would just be cos theta. This also you can write like cos 2n pi minus theta. You already know from the previous trigonometric lectures in the that you have attended in the previous classes, right? So this would be just cos 40 degree, and now you can check that 40 degrees belongs to this. So cos inverse cos 680 degree is cos inverse cos 40 degree by self-adjusting property, by this property, not by self-adjusting, and which is equal to 40 degrees by the self-adjusting property. This is all degrees. Since 40 degrees belongs to 0, pi, which is nothing but 0, 180 degrees. Okay. So basically you have to just calculate this with your inner knowledge and with the help of this self-adjusting property, and just first verify whether it belongs to the domain or not. If it does not, then you need to try to figure out a way that it belongs to the domain. Either it is of minus or is it plus. So try to figure out how you can write like that. Okay. So I hope you are clear by this time. Let's do some examples and evaluate the following. Now you have to do this. Try it. Sine of sine inverse of 1. Okay. I have to told you this only. Now this is another type of example. Earlier the sine inverse was outside and sine was inside. Now this is another. Now sine inverse is inside and sine is outside. Use the property that I have told you in the second column, that when sine of sine inverse of x would be x. So use that if you could do. Well, basically, directly you know that sine of sine inverse x would be x for all x in the closed interval minus 1, and 2 by 5 belongs to this. So that property is satisfied. So by self-adjusting property is that directly 2 by 5. Okay. So you need not to worry what value it is having and what angle you need to find. No. You just need to say if it is inverse inside, then it must satisfy this condition. And that is your answer. Okay. Let's move to the second one. Okay. Now it is sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5. So you must be wondering that I have not told you any formula for this. I have told you for sine inverse sine and sine of sine inverse. But there is a sine of cos inverse. How to do this? And well, these are the another type of questions that usually comes in the board examinations, and we'll look up at these. Very easy questions these are. How to proceed? So firstly, we'll first take the inner part and let it be any angle theta. So I take cos inverse of 3 by 5 as theta. So if I just take cos to here, it would be cos theta would be 3 by 5. Okay, very easy. Now what we'll do, we'll try to make a right angle triangle and take this angle as theta. This would be theta. And then substituting this value. You know this PBH HHB, that sine is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos is base upon hypotenuse, tan is perpendicular upon base, and opposite is for cosec, sec and cot. So cos theta is 3 by 5 means cos theta is nothing but base upon hypotenuse. So that means base would be 3 and hypotenuse would be 5. So this is the base which is 3 and this is the hypotenuse which is nothing but 5. Using this simple rule, denoting the sides of the triangle by A, D and C. Okay. So now we know two sides. Can you find the third one? Yes. Using the Pythagoras theorem, in this triangle ABC, you know that the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So that means this AC square you can write like AB square minus BC square. So AC would be square root of 25 minus 9, which is nothing but 4. So we get AC as 4. Now you know all the three sides of this triangle. What you need to do? I will find sine of theta. Why? Now in order to apply the self-adjusting property, I want in the inner side sine inverse, so that I can apply that property. And I write this as theta. So if I just find sine of theta, that would be helpful for me. How? Let me tell you. Okay. So sine of theta would be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So that means 4 upon 5. So again I can write theta as sine inverse of 4 by 5. I told you in the starting of the inverse trigonometric functions. Now, this was the question given to me. I took cos inverse 3 by 5 as theta, so it would be sine of theta. Now theta again I get as sine inverse 4 by 5, putting the value. Now, sine of sine inverse 4 by 5 is nothing but 4 by 5. Why? Because 4 by 5 belongs to the closed interval minus 1, 1. And it satisfies the self-adjusting property. That's why. So you see how the question was different, but we still can apply the self-adjusting property. Okay, this method is helpful. This type of thing you need to do whenever there is inverse trigonometric function in the inside. If you have sine, cos or any other trigonometric function inside, you can't use that method. Only if there is inverse trigonometric function inside. Either cos inverse, sine inverse, tan inverse, sec inverse, cot inverse or cosec inverse, anyone. But it must be inverse. So let me again brief you what you need to do. Firstly, you will write the inner one as some angle theta and find the value of that inverse trigonometric function as that what you will get. Using this, you will first create a right angle triangle and denote it as theta. And according to that trigonometric function, write the value of the sides of the triangle. The two sides you will be easily able to get. Then by the Pythagoras theorem, you will find the third one, whichever it would be. Then after that, you need to compute the angle for which you need to apply the self-adjusting property. So it was sine over here, so I find sine of theta. If it was cos, I need to find cos of theta, and so on. And then find the value of theta, then put the value of theta, and you will get the answer by using the self-adjusting property. Okay? So I hope this is clear. This method is somewhat new to you, but with the help of more practice, you can easily able to get this. Okay? So let's see one more example. So now you need to find the value of cos of tan inverse of x. First try it yourself. If you are stuck at a particular thing, if you can't do it, then look at the solution. Okay, so let me tell you then. Same steps you need to perform again. Firstly, let tan inverse x as theta. Then tan of theta would be x. Now, make a right angle triangle. Denote the sides uh, as A, B, and C. Okay, and angle as theta. Now use the same rule. PBP, HHB. So tan theta is what? Perpendicular upon base. And you can write x as x by 1. So perpendicular would be x, which is nothing but AC, and base would be 1, which is nothing but BC. So you get two sides. How to find the third one? Using the Pythagoras theorem, which is nothing but AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So AB would be square root of 1 plus x square. So this is this side. This is the length of AB. After that, what you need to do? This is cos over here. So you need to find cos of theta only, not any other. Now cos of theta would be base upon hypotenuse. So base is 1, hypotenuse is square root of 1 plus x square. So cos of theta is this. Okay. Then find theta. So theta would be, take cos that side. So it would be cos inverse of 1 upon square root of x square plus 1. Clear? Now just the final step. So you are given cos of tan inverse x. You write it as cos of theta. Take tan inverse x as theta. Then you compute theta in terms of cos as cos of cos inverse of 1 upon square root of x square plus 1, which is nothing but 1 upon square root of x square plus 1. Now you must be questioning yourself why we just write this thing directly to this. Why we don't satisfy the self-adjusting property. Why we don't see whether it belongs to that domain or not. Well, basically we did that. Since clearly this is belongs to the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Because here the numerator is less than the denominator. Again, the same thing is happening. So that's why it clearly belongs to the closed term minus 1 comma 1. And that's why we use the self-adjusting property and write cos of cos inverse as directly the value. Right? Again, I am telling you this method that I am telling you is applicable or used only when there is inverse trigonometric function inside, not outside. Okay? Now, some more properties on inverse functions. Theorem number 2. Reciprocal property. Very important property, very useful. This is that. So for the first one, it is cosec inverse of x is nothing but sine inverse of 1 by x. Now in the first lecture I told you, in the second one basically, that you can't write sine inverse x as sine x to be whole inverse, which is nothing but cosec x, right? Now I'll tell you how you can write. So if you have to find the value of cosec inverse x, you can also find the value of sine inverse 1 by x. But remember, for x between r minus minus 1 means this is whole real line, this is minus 1 and this is 1. That means whole real line excluding this interval. That means x must not lie in this region. Either lie in this or in this. Then you can do. Similarly, sec inverse x equals to cos inverse of 1 by x. And for x in the same. Either less than minus 1, greater than 1, but not in the middle. That was second one. Now for the third one, we have the same for cot inverse x. So there are two ways to write for cot inverse x depending on whether x is positive or negative. Okay. So if x is positive, you can directly write it as tan inverse 1 by x. But if x is negative, then you will write it as pi plus tan inverse of 1 by x. Okay, this is also an important theorem and many times you will also use this. So try to remember this. This is something like called conversion that we used in the trigonometric functions. So suppose like we did now, that you write sin x is equal to 1 upon cos x. So it's similar to that. There we do not have these restrictions, but here we have these restrictions. So please keep them in mind. So here cosec would convert in sec, but how? Cosec inverse x would be sine inverse of 1 by x, not 1 upon sine. It is sine inverse of 1 by x. Similarly, sec inverse x is cos inverse of 1 by x, and cot inverse x would convert to 10 depending on the value of x. If it is positive, it's tan inverse of 1 by x. If it is negative, it's pi plus tan inverse of 1 by x. So, and also the domain is important. So, suppose the question is like, find the value of cot inverse of 3. So, what you will see? 3 is positive, so you can directly write it as tan inverse of 1 by 3. If the question is find the value of sine inverse of 1 by 2, what you will do? You will see that 1 by 2 means x is 2. So 2 does not belongs to this, that means 2 lies over here. So sine inverse of 1 by 2 would be cosec inverse 2. If you have to find sec inverse of 5, what will sec inverse of minus 5 suppose. So minus 5 belongs to this, not lie in the middle. So we'll write like cos inverse of 1 by minus 5. If I have to find the value of cot inverse of, not cot inverse, suppose I have to find the value of sec inverse of 0, what you will write? Now you need to check. So 0, but 0 belongs to this middle one, and you can't take the values in here. So for this only, that means for less than and for the greater than, this is equal. For 0, these are not equal. So you will not say that sec inverse of 0 equal to cos inverse of 1 by 0. No, you will not say. Important is this restriction, which are important. Cot inverse, it is not a restriction. Just for positive it's tan inverse, and for less than it's pi plus tan inverse 1 by x. Don't forget this 1 by x also. Okay, very easy property called the reciprocal. Reciprocal means the just inverse, opposite. As you can see, x converts to 1 by x and all. And you know, cos sec convert to sine, sec convert to cos, and cot to tan, depending on the. Okay, so we'll study more about this in detail in the next class. So let me again give you homework questions. Okay, so you need to find these values of these four. Tan of tan inverse of 23 by 18, sine of sec inverse of 25 by 7, sine of cot inverse of x, and cos of tan inverse of 3 by 4. This time only 4 questions and 6 options or 6 answers are given to you. You need to match the pairs again. Please do them carefully. After doing them, please verify whether they are correct or not, because 6 options are correct and only 4 are correct, 2 are wrong. So please try them very carefully. So this is your last question. You need to prove that this thing is equal to 15, and this came in the previous year board paper in the 2012. So you can get an idea on how the question comes in the board examination. Okay, so you have now reached up to the limit so that you can be able to solve some board examination questions as well. Try this question. If it can't be solved by you, then we'll see the solution in the next class. Okay, and let me give you a hint. So take this thing as theta, then make the right angle triangle as we did today, and find the value of cosec theta, then put the value of theta in the form of cosec inverse, and then take the square outside in the full bracket, find that angle, make that square. Similarly here, take it as theta, convert theta in sec form, that is find sec theta from the right angle triangle, Okay, two separate right angle triangles will be there. Okay, and find the value of sec theta, then find theta in sec inverse form, apply that self-adjusting property, afterwards take the square. Okay, you can take the square afterwards as well, no problem. Then do the square, add both of them, and you will get the answer as 50. Very easy question. I have given you sufficient hints to do this question. So please try both of these homework questions, and we'll meet again in the next lecture. So with this note, let me just end this session. If you find this video helpful, if you have learned something, then please like this video, share this video, subscribe my channel for all the updates regarding the videos. And also there will be the lecture tomorrow. I'll be uploading that on the properties only. And on Sunday, we'll be having the test or the quiz number 2. And the solutions would also be provided to you by the evening 5 p.m. And also again I'm reminding you, from next week there will be two videos coming. One is in Hindi and one is in English. So whichever the language you would be preferring, you can watch that lecture. Content would be the same, video time, video material would be the same. Time can be different. Okay, so just try to watch the videos, and please like these videos. If you find this helpful, share these videos and subscribe the channel for all the notifications and updates you are getting, so that you can benefit yourself and to others as well. Okay, so I'll see you soon again on the same channel. Till then, thank you for joining.